Good afternoon, Knicks Nation. Sorry for the lateness on my part. I hope you're all safe and healthy on this weekend and that your families are safe and healthy and that the needs of you and your family in terms of food, shelter, clothing, as well as health are being met today. Blessings upon those that work in the healthcare field, along with the first responders every day, especially on weekends like this, saving lives. Those also that make deliveries for our convenience. Double blessings on the men and women that are out here trying to help rescue, deliver, and recover the teenagers and children that are victims of child molestation and pedophilia. People that are also victims of pornography, child pornography, prostitution, child prostitution, human trafficking, and sex slavery. Double curses upon the perpetrators of these things, upon those that profit from these things, and double curses on the perverts that create the demands for these things. Finally, blessings upon the homeless. Nearly 600,000 men, women, children, veterans, senior citizens, families, homeless in the United States of America, and millions around the world in similar or worse conditions. Blessings upon them. For theirs is the kingdom. Brethren of Knicks Nation, first of all, let me first shout out y'all. Walter Blackman, Jay Chill, Tony Tippett, my brother, Malik Shabazz, Grand Rising to you, Ace of Spade, Guilford McCormick, my brother, Woody, Stefani, my man, Andrew Abraham, on the same page all the time, J2.B Music, G Bostino, my brother, Senior B, who I had the privilege of meeting in NYC, J Mark, V Spec, Pandemonium Films, Diamond Holdings, my brother and Ock, Royce, Stephen Kelly, my brother and Oxan Rios, my brother, Just Da Niji, Craig McQueen, my brother, Tony P, Peace G's, Anthony Deseri, my brother, Shaw Powers, Jamal Tomal Lucas, Shaw Powers, Sister Margaret Edwards, glad to see you, and all the rest, greetings to all of you. Stu Kids Studios, Joshua 102888, Irv M, what's up? Uncle Junior Photos, what's up? Hopefully they nice photos. What's up? Irv M, what's up? Miss Nancy Stevenson, welcome. All right, Tony Brown, not Tony Brown's Journal, Tony Brown Knicks, what's up? Good for y'all. Now, there's a lot to unpack. Now, I want to just be clear with y'all. Let me start off like this. When something is BS, I think you all know me enough. Those of you who've been around my channel, I call BS, right? I don't care what anybody's thinking, what anybody's believing, what anybody's feeling. If I see BS, I call it BS, right? But if I see something that's not BS, I'm going to tell y'all it's not BS. Okay? If I see something that's not, crazy it may sound, I'm going to tell y'all it's not. Stu Kids Studios, Jim Ardino, 808 Empire State, Corey Lindsay, Jay Mancorn. These rumors about Mitchell Robinson are not BS. Okay? I'm going to just tell you straight, it's not BS. So therefore, and this is the thing also, which if you all follow my channel, I don't necessarily deal in what I feel the Knicks should do, like a lot of people do. I deal in what I expect the Knicks to do based on their history, based on the culture, based on the Dons, movements, and Tibbs. So I look at what I think they will do based on that history, okay? If I don't like it or like it is irrelevant. And that's what I try to tell some of y'all that come on my channel. Some of y'all seem to think the Knicks should be just listening to what you say. You're not the GM. You're not the president of basketball operations. You're not the coach. They don't give a damn what you think. They're going to do what they think is best, okay? And they actually do know more than you and me. Okay? So let's talk about now with respect to Mitchell Robinson. Now, let me pull up Mitchrob's contract on Spot Rack so we could talk about this with stuff in front of us. I don't like it. I'm going to just tell you, y'all know I'm a Mitchrob lover. I have cut people off my channel for talking negative about Mitchell Robinson. That's how much I respect and love Mitchrob. I'm really, definitely a Mitchrob hive. There's no doubt. I don't even, and anybody that knows this channel that has heard me know that's the case. There's certain players you can't come on my channel and talk about. You can't come on my channel and talk negative about Tiz. I'm going to ice your ass out. You can't come on my channel talking negative about Deuce. I'm Deuce High. And you cannot come on my channel talking negative about Mitchrob. I don't want to hear that ish. I will cut you off. Those are my fellas. But when it's real, I got to be honest and be real. Okay? When it's real, I got to be honest and be real. So there's been rumors, and this is what causes me to take it seriously. Ian Begley reported it. See, again, if it's Ian Begley, Michael Drake, what's up? Good, my friends, Jermaine, what's up? My brothers, how y'all doing? If it's Ian Begley, if it's Shams, if it's Wojnarowski, I'm going to pay attention. Ian Begley has enough integrity as a reporter not to just put crap out there. He invites people on his channel that are not worth the time out of respect for his industry. But in terms of him actually reporting stuff, he's very conservative. So when you hear Ian Begley mention stuff, it's probably real. Okay? So with respect, first of all, to Mitchell Robinson, I'm not happy about it because it's Mitchell Robinson. Okay? It's Mitchell Robinson. Okay? So first, let me just be clear about that. First of all, let's see this. Let me tell you this to y'all. I want the Knicks to run it back. Let me just say that. I want the Knicks to run the whole thing back. The only person, a player that's popped, in my view, this is just me now, is Bodega because of his contract. I would like them to renounce the contract, save $17 million, get under the second tax apron, maybe even under the first tax apron, and move on from there. That's my druthers. I just want them to run it back. I feel like Mitchell Robinson playing 15 to 20 minutes a game, which is what he will be playing, will play 80-something games, at least 75. I feel like Mitchell Robinson on the second unit with Josh Hart, Deuce McBride, and whoever you want to put in the ninth spot, whether it be Precious or somebody else. That squad healthy is a hellified second unit, in my view. That's a hellified second unit. I don't want to hear this BS about we need more playmaking, this bullshit about we need whatever, Mitch Rob, we need to stretch five. I'm not even in that fantasy. As that team stands, when healthy, Mitchell Robinson, Josh Hart, Deuce McBride, and take your pick, whether it be Bodega or Precious or somebody else, that's a hellified second unit. To me, that's the hellified second unit. Okay? That's me. Why is Mitchell Robinson coming up? First, also, let me also say this. I respect the Dunn. And if y'all been following my channel, you knew from his first year, I was respecting Dunn. I saw moves that he would make that I hadn't seen a Knicks president of basketball operations make on that level. And I put out a video 3 years ago that said chess, not checkers, if y'all recall. This was 3 or 4 years ago. I put that video out because I saw the Don from when he came in the door was chess, not checkers. I still believe that. So I trust that he knows what he's doing. I don't distrust him. Okay, I don't distrust him. So why is Mitchell Robinson coming up in trade rumors? Number one, let's say what it's not. Some of y'all idiots are saying, well, he's injury prone. We can't. That's some bullshit. But BS. No. It's not that. Okay? It's not that. what the new culture at New York is about getting better. It's about being in a better position to win a championship. The Knicks are now in win now mode. They're not in development mode anymore. This is win now mode. So therefore, they're looking at things that can win them the championship in 24-25. Let me just say that again so that everybody's on the same page. They are looking at things that can win them the championship in 24-25. This is championship mode that we're in right now. Okay? Now, what does Mitchrob have to do with that? Mitchrob's salary is a declining salary. It started at $17 million. This year is going to be at 14.3. Next year is going to be at 12.9. Why is that important? Because a team, and there's really, in terms of the teams that you're talking about, if you want to be realistic and not Fantasy Island, there's really just a few teams. And first of all, you're not talking about no Detroits of the world. We're not talking about the Detroit Pistons of the world. We're talking about teams that are on the cusp of winning it all. And that a guy like Mitchell Robinson will lower their salary structure while increasing their chances to win. So you're talking about teams, number one, that can use a Mitchell Robinson in their second unit, that have the money for a Mitchell Robinson, and that have the assets to deal for a Mitchell Robinson. Okay, y'all got that? So we're looking for teams that have the need for a Mitchell Robinson, the money for a Mitchell Robinson, and the assets to be able to obtain a Mitchell Robinson. Y'all, I want to make sure we got that before we move on. Y'all understand that? Okay, so they need to have a need for a Mitchell Robinson, the money for a Mitchell Robinson, and they need to have the assets to obtain a Mitchell Robinson. Who is Mitchell Robinson? Mitchell Robinson is top 3 best offensive rebounders in basketball. That's who Mitchell Robinson is. Top 3 best offensive rebounders in basketball. Okay, that's what he is. He is also an elite rim protector. Now, is he injury prone? Yes. But if you're looking at him as a bench piece, that goes out the window. Okay, if you're looking at him as a bench piece, that goes out the window. And the teams we're going to be talking about are the bench pieces. Okay, so we're talking about Mitchell Robinson. And again, with the criterion, when you're talking about teams that can obtain a Mitchell Robinson, they must have the money for a Mitchell Robinson. They must have the assets to trade for Mitchell Robinson, and they must have a need for the Mitchell Robinson. We're not talking about teams that's looking for Mitchell Robinson to start. We're talking about teams that's looking for Mitchell Robinson to lead their bench unit. Okay? Teams that's looking for Mitchell Robinson to lead their bench unit. So Mitchell Robinson is going to get $14 million this year, and in the final year of his deal, $12.9 million. That's dirt cheap in today's NBA. That's dirt cheap in today's NBA. Okay, so let's start the conversation with teams that need a Mitchell Robinson. Teams that need a Mitchell Robinson. Okay, not every team needs a Mitchell Robinson. Now we're talking about playoff teams. You're not talking about Detroit. You're not talking about Detroit Pistons. You're talking about a team that needs a Mitchell Robinson. Okay? Teams that need a Mitchell Robinson. Let's go through the list. It's a short list. It's not a long list. It's a short list. First off, the first team that needs a Mitchell Robinson, Philadelphia 76ers. The Philadelphia 76ers need a Mitchell Robinson. Why do they need him? Second unit. Obviously, he's not going to start, but you wouldn't be starting Mitchell Robinson. He's injury prone, but you're going to be able to pay him $14 million to run your second unit. Philly would love to have that. Embiid in the first unit, Mitchell Robinson in the second unit. Okay, so, and Philly got the money. to be able to pay a Mitchell Robinson, to be able to absorb. You're talking about a team that's going to absorb Mitchell Robinson. Because what you have to also understand, Knicks Nation, is what the Don is thinking. You got to understand. What is the Don thinking? Come on, y'all. What is the Don thinking? What you going to do for me? See, I got this asset, but what you going to do for me? You understand? Testing. Y'all got me on this? Take your emotions out of it. We talking business today. And I understand, Miss Margaret Edwards, you got a valid point. I totally get you. But you got to look at this with business sense. You can't look at this with emotional sense. Take your fan hat off, put your business hat on. Philly got the money for a Mitchell Robinson. They have the need for a Mitchell Robinson, but you know what they don't have? They don't have the assets for Mitchell Robinson. See, Mitchell Robinson's under contract with the Knicks. So you got to have assets that's going to entice the Don to do business with you. Y'all following me? So Philly's out because they don't have the assets. Philly got the money and they got the need, but they don't have the assets for Mitchell Robinson. Okay, they don't. Period. End of story. There's nothing that Philly has that we want from Mitchell Robinson. Yep. Testing 1, 2, 3. You following that? Okay. Somebody might say Tobias Harris, and I got you on that, but they ain't trading Julius Randle, and OG's coming back to New York. So forget Tobias Harris. So they ain't got nothing we need, nothing we want. They ain't trading Maxey. So what the hell? We don't need. So Philly's out. Philly got the money. Philly got the need. But Philly ain't got the assets that the Don would want. Y'all understand that? Testing 1, 2. I want to make sure y'all on the same page with a brother. Y'all got me on that? Y'all got me on that? So they got the money. They got the need. But they ain't got the assets that's going to entice the Don to do business with them. Okay? Period. End of story. All right? Okay. What about the next team I'm going to talk about that's in the Mitchell Robinson sweepstakes is the Orlando Magic. The Orlando got the money, $66 million in cap space. Orlando got the need. They can use a backup center like Mitchell Robinson. Mo Wagner is very good. And the media reports talking about that Godzik guy are out of their freaking mind. There's no way the Knicks are trading Mitchell Robinson for a third string freaking center. Come on now. Stop it. Okay? Stop it. And the trade for Jonathan Isaac is a lateral move. You're not getting ahead. You understand? If you the Don, you got to do something that moves you forward. You can't do something that's a lateral move. Jonathan Isaac is a lateral move. You understand what I'm saying? So they're going to start Wendell Carter. They would love to have Mitchell Robinson in the place of Mo Wagner. But what they got for the Don? They got what they got? They got a pick now. What pick they got? Let's look at Tankathon. What pick these people got in Orlando? What pick they got? Orlando got what? I'm looking for Orlando's pick, and it's hard to find. Where's Orlando's pick at? I'm looking for Orlando's pick. What they got? Orlando got the 18th pick. Now look. 18 is borderline. That Golda is good. Look here, prime 730. Tell me, and I respect 730 prime. Let me just say that up front. But let me tell you something. 730 prime. Let me ask you a question. 730 prime. Why would you trade Mitchell Robinson for a third string center? Golda couldn't even get in front of Mo Wagner. Mo Wagner is the second string center. So he's the third string center. So you're going to trade Mitchell Robinson for a third string center. He couldn't even get in front of Mo Wagner. You hear me? 730 prime. You hear what I'm saying? He couldn't get in front of Mo Wagner. So why are you going to trade your guy that starter level if he wasn't injury prone for a third stringer who couldn't even stick on Indiana's? He was on Indiana's roster. Couldn't even stick. Nah, I don't think so. I don't think so. Now, let's talk about basically bringing up what 730 prime point out. I want to bring up this. If you're the Knicks, what do you want? If you're the Knicks, You need a second unit center that can protect the rim. You're not looking for no freaking stretch five. People in fantasy land. We need a second unit center that can protect the rim. That's what Tom Thibodeau demands. Y'all got me on that? 7:30 prime. You got me on that? You need a second unit center that can protect the rim, and you need draft capital. That's what you want. You want draft capital. Second unit center. Brook Lopez is not a second unit center. Brook Lopez is a starter. You need a second unit center that can protect the rim. Not only that, you need somebody cheaper than $14 million. Why would you send Mitchell Robinson out if you're going to pay the same money? You need somebody cheaper than $14 million. See, let me just bring up a name real quick. If the Knicks were to trade Mitchell Robinson and obtain James Wiseman is worth about $8 million a year right now. You understand? So if they were to sign a James Wiseman with their mid-level exception money to $8 million a year, they are now saving $7 million or $6 million, and that gets them under the first apron. Testing 1, 2, 3. You hear me? So if you, that's what I'm saying. You need somebody that's going to get you cheaper money and get you rim protection on the second unit that can play for Tom Thibodeau, who's not easy to play for. That's what you want if you're the Knicks. You're not looking for any more wings, not for Mitchell Robinson. You're not looking for any more point guards, shooting guards. You're looking for a guy that can maybe play the 4 and definitely play the 5 on the second unit. You're following me? That's going to be cheaper than Mitchell Robinson. That's the only reason you would do this. Otherwise, you wouldn't do it. Testing 1, 2, 3. Are you following me? So that's why I bring up a Wiseman, because he's young, but he's a veteran. He can play the second unit, and he ain't going to cost you a lot because he's been a bust so far. Under Tom Thibodeau, he might be able to flourish, and you could put him on your second unit. And he's going to cost you maybe $24 million over 3 years on your mid-level exception. So now you're saving money on Mitchell Robinson. You got upside, and you under the first apron. If they decide to renounce Bodega's contract, they under the first apron. They under the first apron, and they got a championship team. Isaiah Stewart's not available, Joe Curry. If he was, I'd hear you, but he's not available. Isaiah Stewart's going to remain in Detroit. He's one of them building blocks. They're going to keep him. James Wiseman is an unrestricted free agent. Oh, no, I'm sorry. James Wiseman is a restricted free agent. James Wiseman is a restricted free agent. Okay, he's a restricted free agent. So you understand. So that's what you're looking for. You may not get a James Wiseman, but that's the scenario you're looking for. Okay, so you got to ask yourself these questions. If you're the Knicks, this is how the thought process. Herb Jones is a wing. He's not going to help us. There's no need to look at Herb Jones, Luke. He's not going to help us. We got wings. We need a center. Now, there is a reason that we could get a guy like a Herb Jones and a center, but I'll talk about that in a minute, okay? Claxton, the Nets are not letting him go. They're not letting him go. They're going to sign Claxton. The Nets are going to sign Claxton. The Knicks are going to sign Hartenstein. That's why this is coming up. The Knicks, by Mitchell Robinson's name coming up, it's already a guarantee. I'm going to tell you 98% that Hartenstein's going to be a Knick this year. So let's forget about Hartenstein moving anywhere. That's out of the question. Hartenstein's coming back. Okay. Now, we talked about Philly. We talked about Orlando. To me, the best team for Mitchell Robinson is OKC. The Oklahoma City Thunder is the best team for Mitchell Robinson. Why do I say that? Oklahoma City starts Chet Holmgren at the 5. He's going to continue to start at the 5. They don't got to pay him large money right now. He's on his rookie deal. You bring Mitchell Robinson. Now, I'm not saying Jay Will is no good. Jay Will is a solid player. Jay Will is the one that backs up Chet Holmgren. You could have now Jay Will come in there and back up the 4 spot. You could do that because Jay Will is 6'10". He could play the 4 or the 5. But daggone it, you just signed Caruso as your starting 2 guard. You bring Mitchell Robinson into the second unit, you go into the chip. Testing 1, 2, 3. I want to make sure you're hearing me. If you're Sam Preston and you get Mitchell Robinson in your second unit, you're not only taking the West, you're going to the chip. You're going to the chip. Okay? So OKC has the money, they have the need, and they got the draft capital. Oklahoma City got all 3 boxes checked. They got the money, they got the need, and they got the draft capital. They got all 3 boxes checked. Okay? So they can send draft capital. They right now, as we speak right now, the Oklahoma City Thunder have the 12th pick in the draft. They got the 12th pick in the draft. Okay? They got the 12th pick in the draft. So Oklahoma City got the 12th pick in the draft. So the Knicks would be able, see, the Knicks, as you all know, the Knicks got the 24th and 25th pick in the draft. Not only do they have the 24th and 25th pick in the draft, but they also got now draft capital themselves. So now, if you add to that draft capital the 12th pick, which is what the Knicks would get. If the Knicks traded Mitchell Robinson to Oklahoma City can absorb his contract. They got $66 million in cap space. They can absorb the $14 million. That won't even be a problem. And they can give the Knicks the 12th pick. They'll probably throw a player in there, but they can give the Knicks the 12th pick. The Knicks don't care about the player. It's the 12th pick. With the Knicks having the 12th, 24, and 25th pick, listen to me carefully. They can pick any player in this draft they want. Did you hear me? If the Knicks were to get the 12th, 24th, and 25th pick, they can pick any player in the draft. They can pick anybody from the number 1 pick, anybody. Because you know why? Because every team would like to have 3 shots. You got 3 shots to make a star. 3 shots to get an NBA player instead of 1. Any team would want that. Testing, are you hearing me? Any team would want that. The Knicks can pick any player in this draft. Now, you know what, Luke? You mentioned a good point. I'm getting ready to bring that up. Luke brought up a good point. Tibbs don't play rookie. You brought up a very good point. And Luke, I'm about to address that. Luke brought up a very good point. But first, let me make sure we understand. If the Oklahoma City Thunder was to send the Knicks the 12th pick and a player, any player, for Mitchell Robinson, the Knicks to use that. The Dunn. You talk about the Dunn now. Mr. Chess King. He can get any player in this draft he wants. Any player he wants, he can get. Okay? Any player he wants. I started off the conversation, as you all heard. I said, I'd rather the Knicks run it back. Didn't I say that? I'm not trying to tell you what I want. I'm trying to tell you what's out there and what's real. Okay? Oklahoma City could trade Jay Will off the bench. He's only $2 million. He can come back to the Knicks and send that $14 million. And guess what? Now they're under the first apron. They're under the first apron. Okay? They're under the first apron. So that's a financial home run. But now, here's the question. Will they go get a Wiseman? Because they could. They could go get a Wiseman for that second unit. They can go get a Wiseman. Okay? Or they can see how Tibbs feels. And this is very important. They can go, yes, above the rim, they can go get a Jalen Smith. They can go get a Jalen Smith as the 5 on the second unit. They certainly could go get a Jalen Smith. Now, Jalen Smith will cost them close to, like, he would cost them most of their mid-level. I don't think Jalen Smith costs them 12.8, but I think he cost them a good 10, right? I mean, can we agree on that? I think Jalen Smith would cost them a good 10 a year. So Jalen Smith might be 3 years, 30. Whereas Wiseman be 3 years, 24. But yes, I have to give you all the credit on that. Jalen Smith would be a good pick. He could be a good pickup. Okay. See, whoever you're trading for Mitchell Robinson, let us not forget, they must be a rim protector first. We're not looking for stretch five. If they could shoot the three, great. But the first order of business in the Tibbs defense is rim protection. Don't forget that. Wiseman provides that. And Rashawn Holmes also provides that. I ain't going to front Gumpy. He does. Rashawn Holmes also does. Nick Richards, no. I ain't worried about no Nick Richards. But Rashawn Holmes, Jalen Smith, I'm not sure. Jalen Smith really naturally is a 4. I mean, can we agree on that? He could play the 5. I will give you that. But he naturally is a 4. He's naturally a 4. I mean, his natural position, Jalen Smith out of Maryland that played for Phoenix and now is playing for, he's naturally a 4. That's what he really is. He's naturally a 4. Okay. But he's not a free. Is Jalen Smith a free agent? Let me see here. Let me just get that. I think he is. Let me see. I know Rashawn Holmes is 31 and he's a free agent at $11 million, so we can get him at the mid-level exception. He's not going to get any more than that. James Wiseman, obviously a 523 years old. He's at $10 million. We can get him for that. I'm not worried about that. Jalen Smith is 24. He's at $5 million. You got to figure Indiana wants to keep him, though, right? You got to figure Indiana wants to keep Jalen Smith, right? I mean, you got to figure that. They're not going to just let Jalen Smith walk. I would be surprised if they let he's a 4 naturally, but he can play the 4 and the 5. Hey, what's up, Drip Moore? Okay. So that's a possibility. Jalen Smith's a possibility. To me, Wiseman's better. Better fit is what I'm saying. I'm not saying he's a better player than James Smith, but he's a better fit than Jalen Smith because he plays the 5. Okay, he would be manning the second unit to 5. Now, what the Knicks could also do, let's be real about it. They have, and the Dunn would be checking with Tibbs on this. And this is what I want to tell y'all. There are things that happen behind the scenes that none of us know about. There are things that coaches and scouts talk about that none of us know about. All we can do is go on what we do know about the culture, okay? So we know Tibbs needs a rim protector. We know he needs that, the 5, coming off the second unit. If you're going to trade Mitchell Robinson, you ain't trade Mitchell Robinson for some guy that can shoot threes but can't play defense. I'm sorry, it's not going to happen. You trade Mitchell Robinson for a rim protector. Now, in my view, the best 2 rim protectors in this draft is Zach Edey and Khalil Ware. I mean, right? Am I lying about that? Am I lying? Or am I telling you the truth? The best 2 rim protectors in this draft is Zach Edey and Khalil Ware. Those are your best 2 rim protectors in this draft. So if the Knicks, the Don would be checking. See, at this point, you're in your 4th year, going your 5th year. The Don and Tibbs on the same page. So they'd be checking with Tibbs on this. Now, here's the unknown. We don't know what Tibbs feels about Khalil Ware and draft Edey and Zach Edey. All I can tell you is they're both guys that could play for Tibbs. I can't tell you about how Tibbs would feel about giving them minutes in their rookie year. Now, let me just let's play the devil's advocate for a second. Let's play the devil's advocate for a second. Let's say they were to draft one of those 2 young men, Khalil Ware or Zach Edey. let's say they were to draft one of those two young men. Okay. And let's assume they trade Mitchell Robinson into OKC's cap space, because that's what this would be about. It's not about bringing back the same money. They're trading Mitchell Robinson's salary into cap space. They may take back, J-Dub, because J-Dub is only $2 million. They might take him back, but they probably cut him right away. They're not really trying to take back a player. They're trying to get the cap space. Y'all understand? So if they're trying to get the cap space, they just saved $14 million from Mitchell Robinson. Now, if they were to draft either Zach Edey or Khalil Ware, and this, they have to get Tibbs sign off on this, because Tibbs, I said all the time, Tibbs don't like to play rookies, number one. Number two, the 5 spot along with the point guard spot are the two toughest positions to learn in the league. The two toughest positions. Everybody keep having us draft this boy from Marquette, and I don't know what the hell y'all thinking about. We got plenty draft. Well, he's a better playmaker. The nigga ain't. Sorry, he ain't playing the league. He might have been a playmaker at Marquette, but he ain't playing the league. Y'all need to calm down on that mess. He ain't playing the league. Anyway, Deuce has played in the league. Okay? Y'all get me excited. So forget that Colette, whatever his name is, Tyler Blep, whatever his name is. But a 5. A rim protecting 5. Okay, a rim protecting 5, which would be Zach Edey, which would be Khalil Ware. That means, number one, let me tell you what it means. It means Jericho Sims stays on the Knicks for several reasons. Jericho Sims stays. Jericho Sims stays on the Knicks for several reasons. Number one, he's insurance. That's right. Because if you got a rookie in the second unit, guess what? He's going to be in foul trouble every night. Every other night, he's going to be in foul trouble. Even if he's only playing, a rookie on the second unit is probably playing 15 to 20 minutes a game, because you're going to have Hartenstein playing anywhere from 30 to 40-something minutes a game. So Hartenstein is built for that. Hartenstein going to play the minute. So if you're playing Hartenstein, let's say 35 minutes a game, that only leaves 13 minutes for the backup, right? So you're talking about Hartenstein, let's say 30 minutes a game. So you're talking about 18 minutes for the backup. So you're talking about 15 to 20 minutes for the backup. Okay. And even at 15 to 20 minutes, a Zach Edey or Khalil Ware is going to be in foul trouble. So you're going to need a guy like Sims ready, who's a veteran now. Sims like in his 4th season. You're going to need a guy like Sims that's ready to come in and give you a few minutes when them rookies in foul trouble. That's assuming Tibbs would like to have a rookie at the 5. Okay. So that would be that scenario. See, and what would cause that scenario? One of the reasons, did y'all see the success of Derek Lively on Dallas? Derek Lively was a rookie, and he was very good as a rookie for Dallas. Dallas was in the finals. So he was, say what you want, he got swept or whatever, but Derek Lively was a rookie playing the 5 spot in the finals. The Western Conference finalists represent the best team in the Western Conference. So Derek Lively was the 5 spot in the finals. Okay. So that would mean that, okay, maybe Khalil Ware or maybe Zach Edey could play your backup 5. Okay, for the Knicks. That would have to be signed off by Tibbs. The Dunn would consult with Tibbs, and they'd have to have a sign off from Tibbs to do that. Now, this is where I'm talking about what I'm saying to you is we don't know what's going on. I don't know what Tibbs and scouting people have seen from Zach Edey. I looked at his combine. Yes, he did the shuttle very well. Yes, he did the sprint very well. But that means he could run, but does he have a motor? There's a difference. Can he motor? Can he beat the other team's center down the floor on the second unit and be in position to guard? That's very important. Mitchrob can. We need to know if if Edie or Ware can. Can they beat the other team's center down the floor and be in position to guard on the second unit? That's a big question. Major question. That's a major question. I don't know the answer. See, that's something that in the inside of the inner sanctum of the Knicks, they know the answer. I don't know the answer. Okay, I don't know the answer. Okay. No, Gumby, not in the second unit. You got to think of Edie in the second unit, not in the first unit. You're talking about him playing against second unit dudes. You're talking about him playing against teams that play their second unit guys. Steve Hauser or whatever the other guy is on Boston. He's playing against second unit dudes. He's not playing against first unit guys. Okay, so you're talking about whoever the Knicks get being on the second unit and playing with second unit players. So Hauser wouldn't be playing again. Edie wouldn't be guarding KP or Al Horford. Okay, that wouldn't be the guys he's guarding. He's guarding second unit guys. So, we looked at Boston, for example. Boston's the NBA champion. So let's look at them. You're looking at Boston, he is playing against Al Horford or Sam Hauser. If you're looking at Orlando, he's playing against Mo Wagner. Okay, he's not playing against starting units. So can he handle himself against a Mo Wagner? Can he handle himself against Al Horford? He's going to be in foul trouble now. Yeah. But can he handle himself? That's what you. Knicks Central $5. Do you think Sims will add something to this? No. Sims is the third string center. He's 25 years old, maybe 26 this season. So he's not anything but what you see. That's what Sims is. Third string center. He's not a 4. He's a 5. And he's a third string 5. So he's going to continue to do that. But if they went and got a rookie center, Sims going to get his $2 million. He's going to be there. He's going to be there. Yeah. So if they get a rookie center, Sims' job is secure. You're going to need him because your rookie's going to get in foul trouble. So you're going to need him. Okay. You're going to need him. So these are the scenarios. So what have we talked about so far? We talked about Mitchrob going to a team like Oklahoma City. The Knicks getting an additional rim protect pick and using that pick in multiple ways. Okay. The Wizards. Let's look at the Wizards. Now the Wizards traded Daniel Gafford. The Wizards let KP go. So I'm expecting them to have some cap space money. Let's see what they got. What the Wizards got. Let's take a look and see what the Wizards got in terms of tax implications. They got $38 million to spend. They got $38 million. So they got some money to spend. They got Marvin Bagley at the power forward, Rashawn Holmes at the center. They could use a Mitchell Robinson. They could. They got to retool this team. This team sucks. They got to retool this team. They could use a Mitchell Robinson. Joe Curry, let me ask you a serious question, Joe Curry. If Denny Avdiva was on your team, would you trade him? If Denny Avdiva was on your team and you sucked and he's one of your few young assets, would you trade him? So stop calling for him, please. He's not going to be traded. He's one of the few young assets that Washington has, and they're going to keep him, as they should. That's a smart move. It would be stupid for them to trade him. And most guys in the NBA, in terms of front offices, they ain't that stupid. So they ain't going to do it. Okay? So no, forget Denny Avdiva. It's not going to happen. Yeah, and the Grill said, and Edie doesn't have an NBA mode or not. So I don't know. See, I honestly can't tell you that he doesn't, and I can't tell you that he does. This is where the Knicks scouting would come in. They can know because they've watched him closer than you and me, so they would know if he does or if he doesn't. Okay, they would know if he does or he doesn't. I'm thinking the really only rational team to deal with is Oklahoma City. That's really your team. Oklahoma City just got Caruso as their starting two guards, sent Josh Giddey out. That alone makes them a threat to win the West again. But if you add a Mitchell Robinson to their second unit, they're really going to be a steamroller in the West. There's no doubt. They're really going to be a steamroller in the West. Now, Richard Baptista, not Richard, Primo, I have to disagree with you. Denny Avdiva is way better. I mean, he is way better than Mario Hezonja. That's not respect to him because he is way better on both ends of the floor. Denny Avdiva, I wasn't high on Avdiva when he was coming out of Israel this rookie year. I wasn't high on him, but I got to give him his props. He can play both ends of the floor. He shoots the ball very well, spot-up shooter. Denny Avdiva is the real deal, a starter in the NBA. There's no doubt. Hezonja was a fake. Hezonja was false flag. Hezonja wasn't worth the time. But Denny Avdiva is. He's a real NBA player. I give him that. So, then he could shoot the open three. He plays tough defense. He runs the floor. Solid NBA player. I would not be trading him. He's a guy that you're going to keep to rebuild. There's no doubt. So what I'm asking, though, is Oklahoma City, is there really threat to get Mitchell Robinson? Yeah. They're the real threat. They get Mitchell Robinson because they can give their 12th pick. The Knicks can package that with 24 and make sure they get an Edie or Khalid Ware. They can make sure they have that. Memphis, that's another question. Let's take a look at Memphis. Memphis, where are they drafted at? Memphis is drafted 9th, so they're in a good spot. Memphis, let's see how much money they got. Let's take a look at Memphis. How much money they got? The Memphis Grizzlies, let's see how much money they got. How much tax money they got? Let's see how much they got. Memphis is in negative territory right now. They got a $6 million tax bill, so Memphis is out. Memphis is not in. Memphis ain't got nothing that we want that they're going to be able to give us. So Memphis is out. Yeah, I'm with you, Organic. Tibbs is not going to want to play a rookie. That's why I like Wiseman for that spot. I like Wiseman because now there's another possibility that we haven't considered yet. We know that the Knicks can draft Edie or Ware, right? We know they might be able to get a Wiseman. Okay, we know that. See, why would the Knicks do any of this? Is to save money. It's not because Mitchell Robinson can't play for the second unit. He can't. But if you can trade $14 million for $10 million or less in a year where you got to pay your starting center $72, you got to pay OG somewhere around $140, and you're going to extend Juju and you're going to extend Brunson, well, you want to save some money. Mitchell Robinson is the only tangible asset you have that can save you some money. That's the only one. Okay, so that's why they would move him. And the question is, can they get a replacement that saves the money and is as effective? Mitchell Robinson, one of the top offensive rebounding centers in the league. So you're not going to get that. But can you get somebody that's going to at least do an adequate job? That's what you want to know. Wiseman is a choice to me. You know, he can outperform whatever contract the Knicks sign him to because of Tibbs. He can outperform that on his second unit. Okay, he can. I'm very confident that James Wiseman can outperform that. But there's another scenario that we haven't considered. Suppose the Knicks use Precious as the backup 5. What do y'all think? Suppose they use Precious as the backup 5. Then you have Precious, Hart, Deuce, somebody like Bodega. Suppose the Knicks were to use Precious as the second unit 5. He's actually, in my view, Precious is better as a 5 than he is as a 4. He's better as a 5 than he is as a 4. So, and we're talking about second unit. So he's not playing against Joker or MB. He's not. So he's playing against second units. He's playing against Steve Hauser. He's playing against Al Horford. So you could also use Precious on your second unit. Okay, so you have that option. I'm just saying that's an option. You have a legit option in your second unit with Precious. And you're only going to play, I'm telling you right now, you're only going to pay him like $8 million a year. So you're taking out Mitchrob, $14 million. You already got Precious on your books. So you're really saving $14 million. And Achiuwa has proven himself as a 5 in the second unit. So I'm saying you could also now add another player. You can bring back Bodega if you want. You could add another player if you want in your second unit. So that's another option. So we're talking about several options. Trade Mitchrob to a team like Oklahoma City that can absorb his contract, give you a higher draft pick, package that pick, and make sure you get a 5. Assuming Tibbs is down with that. You can also do the same scenario, get James Wiseman in here at the 5 for about $8 million. You're still saving money. You're saving $6 million on that. You're saving money. Okay. And if you renounce Bodega, you save another $17 million. You're saving money. You're good. Or you can bring Precious up as your backup 5. See, there's too many scenarios. The Don's going to do what's best for the Knicks. What's best for the Knicks? Well, in my view now, this is just me. Best thing is to keep Mitchell Robinson, pay him his $14 million, get everybody healthy, and run it back. That's what I would do. That's what I would do. Get everybody healthy, run it back. You can't lose there. I like that scenario. Just bring me. And yes, I would let Bodega walk in a sense in that I would renounce his $19 million, cover him for the 2, and let him come back and re-sign under the if he's allowed to. I don't know what the rules are. If he can come back, like they renounce the contract, he can come back later and re-sign for about $8 million, as a free agent with the non-taxpayer mid-level exception. I would do it that way. That's what I would do. Yeah, I would do it that way and make it cheaper because now you don't save money. You got Mitchrob's contract off your books. You got Precious playing that second unit, which he did very effectively this past season. You've got some Bodega coming back on the second unit. You got a hellified second unit. Okay, so there's no need to sign and trade Joe Curry. There's no need to do that. There's no need to do that. First of all, Mitchrob is already under contract, so you don't need to sign and trade him. You just need to pick up Bodega's contract at $19 million if you're going to trade him. So you don't need to sign and trade. There's no need for that. There's no need for that. No need for that. He's already signed. You just got to decide whether you want his contract or not. The contract is already signed. Then they can pick up $19 million from his contract and trade him if they want, or renounce the contract and only owe him $2 million and save 17. The Knicks got that option. So there's no need to sign and trade here. Sign and trade. Yeah, you could trade the contract, but what are you getting? Are you getting back a rim protector? OG, I'm telling y'all, somebody told me because Siakam signed $185 million that OG worth more. And I like the dude that said it, but I was like, you got to be out of your freaking skull. Okay, Siakam is a 2-time All-NBA player. 2 times. He's also a 2-time All-Star. He was also one of the leaders that got Indiana past the Knicks. And somebody's going to say that OG's worth more than him. OG's about $140 million. He's about $140 million. Now, if he gets a couple of million more than that, fantastic. Good for him. But he ain't going to be a lot more than that. $140 million is his market. He's trying to get more. He won't get more. The problem that he's having with the Knicks offer is they're probably tying games played to his contract. This is going to be the situation. You ready? He wants security. OG wants security. So if OG wants security, the Knicks would have to offer him a 5-year deal. The problem is this. The Knicks would offer him 5 years, $175. That's no problem. And I think OG would take that. 5 years, $175. But the problem is OG wants a full guarantee of all 5 years. That's going to be the problem. And the Don is like, dude, you play 60 games a year. What you talking about? That's the issue. And that's going to be the issue with any team. Okay? So there's going to be no walkout number, John Mark, on OG. There is no team that's going to guarantee him 5 years without any clauses. There's no team that's going to do that. Except maybe Detroit. And I'm going to tell you right now, I've been telling people, OG ain't going to no damn Detroit. He ain't going there. He was in the team that was 1 game from the ECF. He is not going to Detroit. So please take that out of your vocabulary. That ain't in your Detroit ain't in your vocabulary. Okay? That ain't going to happen. But every team, Philly, even with Daryl Morey, Daryl Morey in Philly, Oklahoma City, Orlando, every team is going to want a clause of games played. Nobody's going to just sign him. There ain't nobody that stupid. Not of those playoff teams. You talking about Orlando? Hell no. Oklahoma City with Sam Presti? Hell no. Even Daryl Morey, who might be the dumbest one of all, hell no. They're going to want a guarantee of games played before they sign him. So the Don will give this boy 5 years. He will. He's going to need a guarantee of games played and or a team option on the 5th year. And that's what OG's not happy with. I'm going to tell you right now. So the Don might sign him for 5 years, but it's going to be a heavy emphasis on playing at least 65 games. Heavy emphasis on that, as there should be. That's the holdup. He coming back to the Knicks because ain't nobody going to give him better than that. What I'm saying to y'all is that Don could offer him just as good as anybody else would offer him. I don't care what he's eligible for. Siakam just set the market. Siakam just set the market, $185 million for a guy that's 2-time All-NBA, 2-time All-Star. OG is not either of those. He's not 2-time All-Star. He's not 1-time All-Star. He's not 1-time All-NBA. So he ain't worth that 185. He might, if the Knicks want to be generous, he might get 175 over 5 years, but that's going to be with a clause that he has to play at least 60. See, let me tell you where I think it's going to end up. You ready? The Don is going to compromise on this set. He's going to say, you got to play at least 60 games. 65 is the norm, but he's going to say, you got to play at least 60 games to get your full money. And I'll give you 5 years, 175. If you play less than 60 games, you're going to cut that mess short. That's going to be what happens. Y'all ready? You heard me, right? That's what's going to be what happens. It's going to be, listen, you ain't got to play 65. You got to play 60. Because that's what he's been averaging. Give me 60 games, OG, and you can get your full money. And that last year, don't mess around and play 60 games. I need to have a team option on that last year. And then you're going to hear OG signing for 5 years, 175, which is still the same 35 million that we've been talking about. 4 years, 140 is the same as 5 years, 175, 35 million a year. I think that OG wants that security, but that's the holdup. It's that 5th year. It's the 5th year that's the holdup. I don't think the holdup is on anything but the 5th year. And the 5th year is depending on how many games he plays. That's what the holdup is. At the end of the day, he's going to sign a deal. He's going to be a Knick. Because you know why? Ain't nobody else. Like I said, Sam Presti ain't stupid. Orlando ain't stupid. And even Daryl Morey, who is stupid, ain't that stupid. They ain't going to do that. He wants security. So you give him 5 years. Okay, we give you the 5 years. But you got to play at least 60 games. And you know what? That's fair. That's fair. Isn't that fair? I believe that's a fair. If you're the president, you say, listen, OG, listen here. I got to get 60 games out of you, and I got to get some playoff games out of you to give you this money. Serious money. This ain't no damn monopoly money. This real money. You want 5 years? I'll give you that security, but you got to come up with some 60 games, brother. You understand? So that's what we're talking about. But with respect to Mitchell Robinson, it's got to be somebody that protects the rim on the second unit and is cheaper than $14 million. That's what you need. See, we're trying to be real now. This Mitchell Robinson stuff is real, but it's really what you got to understand is the Dunn always. One of the things I love about the Knicks management, they always are very thorough. They do their due diligence. They're not going to make a deal that's not advantageous to them. They're just not going to do that. So what's advantageous? You need a second unit guy that can guard the rim that's going to be less than $14 million. That's what you need. A second unit guy that can guard the rim and be less than $14 million. That's what you need. That's what you need. So if you're the Knicks, that's what you're looking for. Wiseman fits the role. Wiseman fits the role. Okay. Wiseman's about $8 million right now, maybe 10, but he ain't no more than 10. So you're going to save $4 million to $6 million on Wiseman if he was to come out. And you know that contract will be full of incentives, full of team options, all of that. So the Don would have Wiseman by to go in there, but that's what second unit that would work. Okay. Winston Jones, I completely agree with you, brother. Tibbs ain't gonna have no rookie. He's just not having it. Unless, and again, I want to make sure I stress this. If Tibbs and his coaching staff look at a guy, I'm going to use Edie as an example, but it could be Edie or where. I'm gonna tell you, it ain't that dude from Connecticut. But if they look at and they say, you know what? I think we could turn him into something. That's the only question I don't have the answer to. If Tibbs and his coaching staff, you're talking about Yashimoto, you're talking about all of the guys, they just hired Cheeks. You're talking about all of them guys look at Edie and say, yeah, we could turn this guy into a hell of a player. Or they talk to Woody and he said, yeah, he could be a hell of a player on the team. That's the only thing you and I don't know nothing about unless we're in the room. We don't know nothing about. So if they decide we could turn this brother into a player, then they might go with it. Okay, then they might go with it. But yet, Jay Chill, if you're going with the normal Tibbs, he ain't playing no damn rookie. You know he ain't playing no damn rookie. He ain't. Okay, period, end of story. But again, we don't know what he's looking at when he sees an Edie or when he sees a Ware. You remember now, they watched these guys work out. They know what these guys, see, you and I haven't seen neither of these guys in a workout for the Knicks. I've seen some combine stuff, and that ain't enough for me. I need to see more. I need to know this boy can run. I need to know he can run the floor. But this is the thing, Winston Jones. Winston Jones said he'd be gone for 24, but that's what I'm saying. But if he trades with Oklahoma City and they get the 12th pick, they guarantee they get needy if they want it. You hear what I'm saying, Winston Jones? If they trade with OKC and get the 12th pick for Mitchell Robinson, they can trade and they can guarantee they can get Edie. Okay? So that's not a problem. We're talking about the scenario where Mitchell Robinson gets traded. That's what you're talking about. So if that's the scenario, they can get any player they want. They can get Sarr. They can get number one pick if they want. I don't think they want him, but I'm saying they can get any player in this draft. They got 3 picks. You understand? So if they were going to trade Mitchell Robinson, he goes to OKC, they get the 12th pick, they could get Edie. They could get him. They can get him. They can decide, and you know how the Don goes. He could package that with the 24th pick, trade with somebody, and get Edie. You know he does. He could do that. You know he does that. That's his game, man. This is the chess player right here. This is 3-dimensional chess right here. He could do that. Okay. And they still got the 25th pick. There go Ryan Dunn. Yeah, I don't know. And this is what Ian Begley said, which is very interesting. Ian Begley said this past week, and I got to find it, but I heard him say it. He said the Knicks are not releasing the names of players that they bring in to work out. Did y'all hear that? So the Knicks are being secretive. I actually love it. But the Knicks being secretive about who they're working out. So we don't know who they work out unless a player mentions I worked out for the Knicks. Like Ryan Dunn put that on his page that he worked out for the Knicks. But the Knicks did not put it out. So the Knicks, and this is unusual because they, even under the Dunn, they put out everybody they work out. They're not doing it this time. They're not telling you who they work out. Okay, they're not telling you. Yeah. So I'm saying, so we don't even know. They might have worked out Edie. They might have worked out Khalil Ware. We have no idea. Not only that, let me add this. From past years, what the Knicks have done in the draft, and they did that with Obi. They did this with the kid from Florida State that I liked. I forgot his name. But they did this with a lot of guys. They will go to where the kid lives and work him out. Right? They will go to where the kid lives and work him out. They did this with Obi, and he worked out in Ohio, and he worked out in New York. They did that with the boy from Florida State. He worked out in Georgia, and he worked out in New York. They will go to where the kid lives and work him out. Okay, that's what I'm saying. So Vassell, that's right, Coach Hauser. Devin Vassell. They went down to Georgia and worked him out in the private gym, and they worked him out in New York. That's why I was very high, as y'all know. I was very high. Devin Vassell was number one on my list that year. He was number one. I wanted him first. I wanted him before Halliburton. Halliburton was second on my list. I wanted Devin Vassell. But, and the Knicks were serious about looking at him. But they picked Obi. Okay. Yeah, so they're going to not let anybody know who they're working out. They might have already worked out Edie. We don't even know. That's the thing. We don't even know. Okay, we don't even know. I think Dunn is not really going any higher than 24. A lot of teams know that he wants to play for the Knicks. Number one, that's a big one. And number two, he can't shoot. And nobody, I don't think, in the league values his defense as much as the Knicks does. So Dunn is going to be a Knick. Right, Coach. He's also CA. Dunn is going to be a Knick. I'm like 95% sure. Dunn is going to be a Knick. Well, building blocks, that's easier said than done. Not everybody can play offense in the league, man. It's very difficult. Remember Jimmer Fredette? Jimmer Fredette can shoot his ass off. And what was he at Brigham Young? The boy can shoot his ass off at Brigham Young. Couldn't shoot in the league, though. He went to China, was dropping 50. Couldn't shoot in the league, though. It's hard to say if a guy will get a shot in the league. But Ryan Dunn's defense is so all-world. Like Okoro, right, like Okoro. Okoro, I loved him coming out of Auburn. I did. I was actually shocked, though, that Cleveland picked him so high. But I loved him coming out. He was on my draft board coming out of Auburn. And he does play the defense I expected him to play. And the thing is about Okoro, I believe he has shown enough. And tell me what y'all think. I think he could get at least to league average. I'm not saying he's going to be an elite three-point shooter, but he can get to at least like 36% from three. And that's all you would need from a guy that can play that kind of. Okoro could guard 1, 2, 3, or 4. Right? Okoro can at least on the defensive end, he can guard 1 through 4. That's value. Okay, he can guard 1 through 4. I don't know. Can he shoot 36%? Damn, that's a hard one right there. Can he shoot 36%? I don't know. Dunn, the thing is about Okoro is that, he has had moments where he has actually, shot well from the 3-point line. I've seen him do it. I'm not guessing. Let me look here. For the regular season, Okoro, what the hell? Am I looking at Isaac Okoro? For the regular season, Okoro shot 39% from three. He shot 26% in the postseason, and his career is 35. Look, I'm going to just be honest with you. I would love to have Isaac Okoro as my ninth guy. I have no problem with that. Okoro with Deuce and Hart? What the hell? What? I would love to have Isaac Okoro. Give me him at the mid-level exception. I would do it. I'm telling you, I would do it. That defense, man. Look, let me ask you all a question. Let me ask my man, Joe Curry. Let me ask you a question, Joe Curry. Does Okoro play the type of defense that Tibbs would like? What do y'all think? Does Isaac Okoro play the type of defense that Tom Thibodeau wants? Does he? See, that's what I'm saying. You got it. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. And he has shot 34.7, 35% 3-point shooter. Like, he ain't no scrub. He ain't, he shot 26% in the playoff, but I'm saying for a career, 35, he gonna eventually rise to that. Okay. Let me just say, let me just put it in here. Yeah, I like Isaac Okoro. I ain't gonna front. I like Isaac Okoro, man. I'm saying, let me say Isaac Okoro as a Knick, and I'm gonna even give you all the price. I'm gonna give you all the price at $10 million per season. Okay, I'm gonna give you all the price. Even what y'all think? I'm gonna give you all the price. Isaac Okoro as a Knick at $10 million per. What y'all think? I'm doing that. I'm doing it. Bye, Bodega. Bye. I'm doing that. Deuce, Okoro, Josh Hart. Oh, I'm doing that. I need a 5 though. See, in that scenario, I'm not letting go of Mitchrob. I'm getting Mitchrob, Okoro, Deuce, and Hart. Oh my God. You get me all excited. Damn. And then you add Achiuwa as the 10th guy. What? And even if I would love, I need Mitchrob there though. But dang, I'd like to keep Precious too. See, this is where you see what I'm saying. You renounce Bodega, you saving $17 million. You renounce Bodega, you're a non-taxpayer. Y'all hear me now so far. You renounce Bodega this week, you're a non-taxpayer. You can offer Isaac Okoro a full $10 million. I'm not offering 12.8. No, hell no. Y'all gotta remember the Dunn is cheap. But I'm gonna offer that brother $10 million. I'm gonna say, listen, bro, 4 years, $40 million, 4th year is a team option. What you want to do? That's all I'm saying. Yes, I'm saying. I would do it. I would hell yeah do it. Because now you got Deuce that could guard 1, 2, and 3. You got Okoro that can guard 1 through 4. You got Hart that can guard 1 through 4. And even if you had Precious, right? Can we agree? Precious could guard 4, 5, 3. Precious could guard 2. Precious could guard 1, 2 through 4, 2 through 5 for sure. He might even be able to guard 1 through 5, but for sure. Now, I said all of this to bring this up here. And this is what I'll say. Do y'all agree that there are multiple options for the Knicks, right? The Knicks are not pigeonholed into any one option. You could trade Mitch. You could not trade Mitch. If you trade Mitch, you can get draft capital for Mitch. And then with that draft capital, you could do a whole bunch of stuff with that, right? You could go sign an Oubre. You could go sign Isaac Okoro. You can let Bodega go, put Precious in there, get Okoro. There's a lot of options. And you know why there's a lot of options? Because we got the Don. And he plays chess. He don't play checkers. Y'all know he got us in this position, right? We got the Don. He plays chess. He don't play checkers. You got all of these options. You could trade Mitch, not trade Mitch. If you trade Mitch, you can get the 12th pick. You can take that 12th pick. You can get a rookie if you want. Or you can take that 12th pick. You can push it down in the future. You can get Ryan Dunn and somebody else. You can get Edie if you want. You can get Khalil Ware if you want. You can forget rookies. You can go get Precious Achiuwa, $24 million. You could go get Isaac Okoro, $40 million. And you below the first apron. You below the first apron. You below the first apron. No, sweetie, my dear sweetie. Burks is out. Burke is out. He gonna switch agents. He know he wasn't gonna play. If the Knicks weren't extremely hurt with Drew, Mitchrob, Bodega, Burks wouldn't have seen the light of day, and he knows that. He's leaving. Burks is an unrestricted free agent. He gonna look to play nowhere. Yeah, don't worry about Burks. Burks is out. Let's speak realistically though. Yeah. PG-13. Oh, hell no. I don't know who the drunken fool is that keep bringing up PG-13, but he need to stop using Ripple. My God, please stop. Please stop on Ripple and Wild Irish Rose and Thunderbird. Stop on that cheap stuff, man. Stop on it. No, please stop. PG-13. What the hell? Always win back? I'm not surprised. This is what I mean. There's a couple of knuckleheads. There's this knucklehead that's on SNY. He's a damn idiot. And he's the one talking about, I would trade Randall for Jimmy Butler. I was like, what the hell? What the hell juice is this fool on? What's wrong with this knucklehead, man? See, people like that are really Knick enemies. They're not Knick friends. They ain't really in Knicks Nation. That's a dumbass. That's a dumbass right there. And I've been thinking that fool's a dumbass. But what I'm saying is, why they give that fool a big old ass platform? That dude don't know no more about basketball than the damn dude in your high school coach. That's all I'm saying. He was talking about Jimmy Butler. I was like, what the hell wrong with him? What's his name? John Jerksky, whatever. I was like, what the hell wrong with him, man? Nah. And I think McNutt, sweetness, she put that boy in check. McNutt put that boy in check. I think McNutt put that boy in check. Am I right? I think sweetness, Mana McNutt. You could tell her I said that too. Sweetness put that boy in check. She did. She did. Mana McNutt know what she talking about. Jerksky, Dopsky, whatever the hell his name is. He's a damn idiot. I mean, when I hear his voice, it's like scratching chalk up against the board. Like, shut up. You know what I'm saying? Damn. And Monica put it in check. I'm glad she did. Jerksky, yeah. I was like, what the hell is he talking about trading Julius Randle? Even CP was like, what? And CP sometimes crazy himself. But even he was like, what? What the hell's wrong with you, boy? Yeah, man. No. Yeah. See, Knicks Nation is getting wise to some of this BS. It's so much proliferation. Knicks Nation got a squad. We got a chess player at the president of basketball operations. And we just been talking about for the last hour and a half all of the options we got with Mitchrob. I got to be real. Mitchrob presents a lot of options. You could bring him back. You could go get the number 12 pick from OKC. So check it out. Mitchrob was a second round pick. If you were to turn him into a first round pick, do you know what you just did, right? So now Mitchrob was a second round pick. And if OKC was to give you the 12th pick for him, you just won the trade. Do you understand what I'm saying? You just won the trade on value. You just turned a second round pick into a lottery pick. That's the Don, man. That's what I'm talking about. That's the Dunn. You can still go get James Wiseman. You can re-sign Precious as the backup five if you want. And again, we talked about Isaac Okoro as a free agent. Bring him in. You hear what I'm saying? So you have options. You can keep Mitchell Robinson. You can turn Mitchell Robinson into the second round pick. Thereby, you can draft either a rookie or you could go sign Precious Achiuwa and bring him in at $8 to $9 million a year, saving money, $5-6 million on Mitchrob. You could go sign off Isaac Okoro, save $17 million on Bodega. You got all kind of options. You can keep Bodega. You got all kind of options, man. That's what I wanted to make sure we got out today. There's a multiple level of options that the Don has. And why does he have these options? You see Philly. Let's think about Philly. Philly's in desperation mode. Look, they had Embiid, right? And he didn't even play his first year, maybe 2 years in the league because of his broken foot. Then they got, they was in the process. Remember the process? They kept losing. They drafted Jahlil Okafor, Nerlens Noel, Ben Simmons, and finally they drafted Joel Embiid, right? So they were going through this. They were going through this losing process. They called it the process, right? Now they got Nerlens Noel. They played him with James Harden, failed. Jimmy Butler, failed. Okay, failed. James Harden and Jimmy Butler could not play with Joel Embiid. Now they were trying to get PG-13, failed. Good thing they drafted Maxey. Ben Simmons, failed. Ben Simmons was all NBA and Defensive Player of the Year when he was with Philly. Ben Simmons was all NBA and Defensive Player of the Year when he was with Philly. Doc screwed him up, screwed up his head. His own coach screwed up his head. They had James Harden, they had Jimmy Butler, and they couldn't get it done. So they desperate now. Desperate. Don't worry about OG going there. Forget that. They desperate. So see, they ain't got many moves they can make. They don't. Jimmy Butler don't want to go there. He left there to go to Miami. They ain't got many moves they can make. Okay? They ain't got many. The Knicks got a plethora of possibilities. Trade Mitchrob, keep Mitchrob. Get us more picks or not. Trade their picks or use their picks. Sign Isaac Okoro. Sign Precious. The Knicks got a plethora of opportunity. Let me ask you this. Just hypothetically. What would y'all think? Suppose Tobias Harris would be willing to play the ninth man and take the Knicks mid-level exception money. He would take the full mid-level. Suppose Tobias Harris were to say, I'll play the ninth man on Knicks. Give me $12.8 million. What would y'all think? That would be hellified. You're not talking about him as a starter. You're talking about him playing the ninth guy. Nah, I'm taking Tobias Harris over Oubre. Tobias Harris is a starter. He just got paid $180 million. He ain't getting that money no more. He knows that. But if he was to get the mid-level exception to play the ninth spot, that's what we talk about. Ninth spot. I'd take Harris. I'd take Harris on that. I'd take Harris on that. Telling you. I'd take him. So for the ninth man, you got options. You can bring back Bogdanovich. You got Isaac Okoro, who's an unrestricted free agent. You got Tobias Harris, who's an unrestricted free agent. We got too many options. That's the problem, y'all. We got too many options. Now, I'd rather the Knicks bring back the band, cut Bodega, and bring in an Isaac Okoro. I'd rather them do that. See? And that's what you're dealing with right now. What most people don't understand in Knicks Nation, you're not dealing with a sixth man. You're not dealing with a seventh man. Sixth man is Mitchell Robinson or whoever they replace him with. Seventh man is Hart. Eighth man is Deuce. That's in stone, y'all. You need a ninth man. That's what you're looking at. You're not looking at a seventh or eighth man. You're looking at a ninth man. Well, who's your ninth man? Right now, it's Bogdanovich. Bodega 44 is your ninth man. Well, you're saying if you want to get rid of that 19 million, you could have Okoro, Oubre, or somebody else. You could have your ninth man. Now, y'all know I wanted Caruso, but y'all just see Oklahoma City, Sam Presti's too smart, man. He went and got that boy quick. He snatched that boy up, getting ready to play in 20 million a year, as he should. But see, I wanted Caruso. Sam Presti ain't no dummy. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Sam Presti ain't no idiot. He know what he doing. He just pretty much guaranteed a healthy OKC, the Western Conference Finals. If he was to get a Mitchell Robinson, shit. Write that mess off right now. If he was to get a Mitchell Robinson in his second unit, it's over, y'all. In the West, it's over. Okay, it's over. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Harris is a veteran. He don't make a lot of mistakes. He's solid. He's a really good spot-up shooter. He's a defender, unlike Bodega. He could play defense. Shit. Man, please. You put Harris in the ninth spot. I don't think he would take it. That's what I'm saying to you. I don't think Harris would take that. He's looking for a sixth man or seventh man. That's what he's looking for. Harris ain't looking for the ninth spot. But if he was, some of y'all don't know. I would take him for the ninth. You're talking about the ninth man in your rotation. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I would do it. Now I would take Harris. Some of y'all sleeping on him. I would take him. As a starter, no, some of y'all still thinking of him as a starter. I'm not thinking of him as a starter on my team. We're talking about the ninth man, not the starter. As a ninth guy? Hell yeah. What's wrong with some of you? Shit. What's wrong with y'all? Okay. Here's it. So we got 69% say yes on Isaac Okoro. I'm with y'all. Let's end that poll. Let's start another poll. Okay. Here's another poll. Ready? Here we go. So we're talking about Tobias Harris for the MLE as the Knicks' ninth man in the rotation. That's what we're talking about. Tobias Harris for the MLE for the Knicks' ninth man in the rotation. That's what we're trying to find out. We're not talking about him as a starter. We're talking about him as the ninth guy. He's taking Bodega's place. He's taking it with the MLE. That's what we're looking for. The mid-level exception, 12.8 million. So you probably be giving him 50 million over 4 years. Something the same way you're giving DiVincenzo and Hart. You give him like 48 million over 4 years. That's what you're doing with him. And the only reason I think he would even consider it is because he's from Long Island and he knows the Knicks are better than Philly right now. He knows that. And he knows ain't nobody giving him starter money. He also knows that. So that's the only reason there might be a possibility. He might hold out for starter money. But I like Harris way better than Oubre. But we'll see. Yeah, building blocks, but Brooklyn might also pay him. I can see that. But if you had Tobias Harris, right, you're going to start him with Cam Johnson and McCall? That's not a really, I don't know. I wouldn't say he's way better than Harris. You got to look their stats up. Oubre's been around. OJ's a journeyman. I mean, by definition, Oubre's a journeyman. He's a journeyman, man. Harris was a journeyman, but he's been in Philly for a number of years now. He's got paid $180 million. He's been a solid piece for Philly. I would bring him as the ninth man. Nah, he ain't soft. I like Harris. He ain't soft, man. Yeah. So we'll see. But my point to all of y'all is there's a number of options. There's not one option that the Knicks are locked into. There's a number of options that the Knicks have. There's a number of options. There's not one that they're locked into. And when I say a number of options, there's a number of options where they could get better. They can improve. Okay. There's a number of options where they can improve. There's a number of options. Is Tobias Harris. I'm sorry, Christy, I'm not worried about what the hell you think about my basketball acumen. I know what the hell I'm talking about. I've been proven. I don't give a crap what people think, honestly. I don't give I don't care. I don't care. But Tobias Harris is more of a solid piece, in my view, than Kelly Oubre. It's more of a solid piece. Okay. I would take him. He would fit perfectly in the Knicks rotation in the 9th man spot. Perfectly. So, he got his 180 million. He could leave tomorrow. He's good, man. After taxes, that's $90 million. And he ain't no dummy. Tobias Harris got his father as his agent. He ain't worried about that. Shoot. Yes, exactly. Organic. It could fit the price, fit the defense, fit the culture, right? Fit the culture. Otherwise, it ain't an option. That's right. That's right. Hector Martin, you think 7-foot centers that can get you 8 offensive rebounds like Mitchrob, they grow on trees? Like you just grab one? Oh, why don't we just go get the Joker? What the hell? Come on, man. Wake the hell up. Harris doesn't get in trouble. Let me explain to you, Christy. And it must be 15 years old. Let me explain to you. Harris fits the culture in the following ways. He doesn't get in trouble. You never hear about him yelling from the locker room about playing time. He's solid. He doesn't make a lot of mistakes. He's very solid defensively, very solid, as Philly uses him on the best offensive player on the opposing team. So he's very solid defensively. He's a go-getter. He doesn't complain. He's very quiet. That's how he fits. My gosh, man. That's how he fits. I just explained it to you. Oh, amen. No, he's not that old. I think, how old is Tobias Harris? 31, 32? Tobias Harris? Am I right about that? He about 31, 32? Let's find out. How old is he? Yeah, I don't care if he's 33. I'd still take him. He can still play. We're not talking about him starting. Some of y'all still don't get it. We're not talking about him starting. We're talking about him as the 9th man. He'd be taking Bodega's spot. Let me see. He's 31. He's going to be 32 in July. And you're talking about the mid-level exception. He's 6'8", 226. Career-wise, let's take a look. 37% from 3, 84% from the line, 16 points a game, and you're telling me you don't like him? What the hell's wrong with some of y'all, man? Wait, Tobias Harris is the epitome. Okay. The problem with Tobias Harris is he is too consistent. That's the problem with him. He's going to give you what he gives you. He's not going to give you any more than that. That's the problem. See, he averaged in this past season, he averaged 17 points. His career is 16. That's the problem, that he's not going to go buck wild and go off for you. He's not going to do that. He's very consistent. He's perfect for your 9th guy. You want as a 9th guy, you're not going to get a superstar. You want somebody consistent, though. And he's from Long Island. You want somebody consistent you can know what to write in every night, what you're going to get from him. That's what I'm saying. For the MLE, you're not talking about giving him 70 million. You're talking about giving him the mid-level exception. MSG Knicks offseason show? Probably not, Corey Lindsay. I get frustrated watching some of these idiots talk on the phone. Some of these knuckleheads. This idiot was talking about Julius Randle for Jimmy Butler. I can't watch him. I can't even listen to his voice. I was like, what the hell's wrong with this guy? What and why do they give him such a platform that he can speak this bull crap? Oh my God. Anyway. No, Joe Curry. We don't need a guard, especially a rookie guard. If they were going to use a guard, they got Rojas Jokobitis. They can bring him in. They were going to bring a guard. They don't need a new rookie guard. No thank you. Michael Drake, he averages the same 16 points all the time. He guards the best player on the opposing team. Why don't y'all see this? What is wrong with you? Do you just look at stats? Is that all you see? Or do you actually see the game? He guards the best offensive player on every opposing team. Harris does. Okay? He does. Tobias does. And then you got Maxey in the backcourt. Anyway, I'm telling you, Harris would be good for the Knicks if they were to get him. I don't think he would take $12.8 million. I think he's going to get more money somewhere. But then I wouldn't pay more for him than that, I'm saying. But for the mid-level exception, I would get it. I would get it. Rich M disappeared how? Wait, let me ask you all a question. Do y'all think that Tobias Harris was being paid to be the number one option in Philly? Or the number two option even? No. Tobias Harris has always been the number 3 option in Philly. Disappeared? What the hell are you talking about? Disappeared where? Oh my God, man. See, you don't know what the hell you're talking about. Tobias Harris has always been the number 3 option. When they had Jimmy Butler, he was the number 3 option. When they had, what's the Doughboy's name? He was the number 3 option. They just got Maxey. He was the number 3 option. He's been the number 3 option. Trying to make him a 2 option or 1 option is where you get screwed up. It's not his fault. He's the number 3 option. Defensively, it's him and Maxey guarding the 2 best players on the opposing team. Defense is what we're looking for. Not looking for him to get 30. We're looking for him to hit open threes on the second unit and play defense on the second unit. That's what you're looking for. And y'all trying to act like you don't know he could do that? What, he disappeared, you say? Please stop. Please stop. Please stop. Oh, God. Anyway. He's never been number 1, number 2. Tobias Harris has always been a number 3 option. No matter where he was. When he was with the Clippers, he was a number 3 option. When he was with Philly, he was a number 3 option. He's always been the number 3 option. He's never been the number 2 option. He's always been the number 3. And he played that very well and been the top defender on the wing for Philly. Always. I would wait, Rich M. So let me ask you a question. Here's a dumb question. If somebody offered you $180 million, somebody offered you $180 million, you're telling me you wouldn't take it even if you felt you weren't worth it? You say, no, I'm not going to take that. I'm not really worth that much. I'm not going to take it. So is it his fault that the Philly was stupid enough to offer him $180 million? And it's his fault that he signed the contract? What, he's supposed to be the number 1 option because he got paid $180 million? I mean, some of y'all don't make no sense. What do you fulfill his contract? What the hell? Exactly. You blaming Harris for signing for 180? I think that's pretty damn smart. I'd sign for $180 million too. Sure. That's the Sixers' fault, Rich M. That's not Harris's fault. See, you're trying to blame Harris for being placed in a position that he wasn't ready. And then trying to say he's not going to be good for the Knicks in a 9th man. Come on, man. Stop it. Please stop it. You get me frustrated. The Knicks wouldn't be asking to be the 1st, 2nd, or 3rd option. He'd be on the 2nd unit. 9th man. Come on. Hell yeah, he should have took the $180 million. They offered it to him. Yeah. But the Knicks wouldn't offer him that. He'd be mid-level exception. I don't think he would take it. But he would be mid-level. If he was, it'd be a steal. Mid-level exception. 9th man. That's what you need. That's what you need. 15 minutes, 20 minutes a game. That's what you need. And he would be excellent at it. Very good. Not just good. Very good. Y'all be singing his praises. Tell him. Klay Thompson? How old is Klay Thompson? Is he like 35, 40? The hell? Klay Thompson? Man, please stop. Please stop. Kevon Looney? Please stop. Please stop. Please stop. Stop. Come on, man. I'm trying to say 7:30 prime. Richard M. See, this is the BS. I don't get what. Who the hell cares if he's better than Caruso? What the hell does that mean with T in China with the Knicks? Don't mean crap. Who cares? I don't care. Is he better than Caruso? I don't care. Caruso is an Oklahoma City Thunder. It doesn't matter. Y'all, can y'all help me? Let me take out my gun and just shoot myself in the head. There going. Oh my God. It's irrelevant. It's irrelevant. And Rich M, that's really the only good point you made so far. He's probably not taking the MLE. That's why I say he would be a steal if he did. That's what I'm saying. Exactly. So if he was to take the mid-level exception, Tobias Harris coming off $180 million, that would be a steal. At the 9th spot, a steal. It ain't going to happen, though, because he's probably looking for 7th man money, which is going to be more than that. Yeah, he probably doesn't. Thank you, Joe Curry. Probably doesn't. But if he was available and willing to take the MLE for the 9th man, some of y'all was talking about, no, he's no good. Y'all don't know what the hell you're talking about. That would be a steal. That would be an absolute steal. Thank you. Anyhow, Bodega is now the 9th man. Then this can decide to pay him $19 million for the 9th man or to move on from him as the 9th man. A lot's going to be determined by what they decide with Mitchell Robinson. This is going to be a big week in New York. Starting Monday, when OG opts out of his $20 million contract, OG's going to opt out on Monday. It's going to be all kind of news. It's going to be all the kind of crap about him going to other teams. It's stupid. He's coming back to the Knicks. The question is, what's the structure of the contract? That's what they're really looking at right now. What's the structure of the contract? There's a number of players that can fit the 9th spot for New York. Okay. And that's why even Oubre, I'm advocating for somebody cheaper than 19 million. Okay. I'm advocating for somebody cheaper than 19 million. That's all. Bodega is going to cost 19 million if they brought him back, unless they renounce the deal, pay him the 2 million and get somebody at the mid-level. Okay. That's what we're seeing. Tennessee. You mean like Memphis? They ain't got no damn money. He ain't going to no damn Memphis. He might go to Oklahoma City, though, Mitch Robinson. He ain't going to no Memphis. He might go to Oklahoma City. He might. Oklahoma City could use him. They can afford him. They got the assets to get him. He might go to Oklahoma City. I can see that. And Mitch Rob's a big country boy anyway. He'd love Oklahoma City. He'd love that. Oh, he bought a house in Tennessee? So what y'all think? He going to Memphis because he bought a house in Tennessee? Anyway. Maybe he almost went to, what was he going? He was going to Western Kentucky. Yeah. No, Shomo, they could have. Shomo, you acting like it's a foregone conclusion. This is just a possibility. Let's not get carried away. They could have Rich Robinson and Hartenstein. They could still have Robinson and Hartenstein. Okay? Let's not get carried away. Luke Kennard, I don't know where he came up at. Mitch, we kind of had that conversation. We talked about the scenarios under which the Knicks would trade Mitchell Robinson. It's a real possibility because of his contract, because of what he might fetch to help them get better, because he could help them get under the first apron even if they trade him to the right team at the right price. There's a number of reasons they might trade Mitchell Robinson. This is legit. And it came from me and Begley. So this is legit. There's a number of reasons. I don't want it. I want Mitchell Robinson back manning the second unit. But I can't deny that it's a possibility. Can't. Got to be real. It's a possibility. Okay? Is what it is. We'll see. Yeah. But they could have Mitchell Robinson and Josh Hartenstein. They could if they wanted to. Oh my God! Did you need? All right. Somebody talked about Tyus Jones. Uh, uh, um, can we please? Yeah, they do due diligence. My toast to talk of PG-13 is from Clickbait Idiots. Clickbait Idiots. PG-13. Clickbait Idiots. That's why. PG-13. Clickbait Idiots. Not going to. Tyus Jones, come on, man. Anyway, we'll see what happens. The Knicks will be looking for a 5 if they trade Mitchell Robinson. Mikal Bridges is not available. The Nets are not trading him. They've already stated they're keeping him and they want to build around him. Silly as I think it is, that's what their decision is. So Mikal Bridges is not available. Not available. Not available. Not available. Mikal is not available. That's it. We're not getting Mikal. Yeah, Zion is another fantasy island. The plane, fantasy island. Oh, so you think Memphis is going to trade Defensive Player of the Year for Mitchell Robinson? Like, I mean, we're not talking about a possible. Jaren Jackson Jr. has been the Defensive Player of the Year. And he costs more than Mitchell Robinson. So the Dunn is going to trade Mitchell Robinson for a guy that's more expensive. And Memphis is going to take a guy that's Defensive Player of the Year. Come on, will y'all stop? Will y'all stop with these drugs? John Smith, come on, baby. Come on, baby. No, stop. Please stop. Stop. It's not going to happen. Not going to happen. I'm telling you, organic. It really is. Hey, Corey Lindsey. I'm with that. Corey Lindsey. I'm with that. I'm with that. Organic. Yes, right. Tell me to listen to one of Biggie's 10 Commandments. Tell me to listen to one of Biggie's 10 Commandments. Don't use your own supply. Don't do it. Oh my gosh. Y'all so silly, some of y'all. Anyway. Hey, thank you all for showing up today. It looks like 50 is pretty close. 56% of y'all would take Tobias Harris for the mid-level exception. 56%. 44% wouldn't. It's pretty close. I don't think he would take that, so it's really irrelevant because he wouldn't even come here for that. I don't think he would, but it's irrelevant. Everything Knicks, you've never heard the Don promise a superstar. You have never heard that. You know why? I can guarantee you've never, because he's never said that. Stop believing every guy that says the BS. Stop believing it. Stop. And then stop blaming the Knicks for something they didn't say. The Knicks never said they were bringing you a superstar. They never said that. And they have brought you a team that was one game from the Eastern Conference Finals. Stop using drugs. Well, thank you, Rich M. I greatly appreciate that. Knicks forever. There you go. Thank you. Thank you, Bodega Wi-Fi. Most people don't recognize when they see it right in front of their face. It could smack them in the face and they still don't see it. It's right there. Brunson's the guy. That's right. Me too, Donald McCallie. I would like to keep it intact myself. I'd like to just bring back Mitchrob and let's run it back. The only guy I'm really not sure about is Bodega because of the $19 million. I'm not worried about him talent-wise, but the $19 million bothers me. We can get rid of that and get under the first apron. I'm happy. Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see. We're going to find out soon, y'all, starting Monday. A lot of things going to start Monday with OG opting out of his deal on Monday. He's going to opt out on Monday. And then we're going to see how this works out It's going to be a very interesting 6 days. Very interesting 6 days. Very interesting. Well, CM67, I think if they renounce that contract, they could negotiate with him after July 1st on, I may be wrong, but I think they can negotiate with him, Bodega, after July 1st on a smaller deal. The Knicks never a threat to the Eastern Conference. Oh, I hear you. Anyway, y'all, let me get going, man. Get what's left of this weekend. Thank you all for showing up today. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all your input. And those that gave loot, let me see, who was it? Did I see who gave loot? I can't even see. Knicks Central. Is that O'Skrilla? My man O'Skrilla? What's up, bro? And thank you for the $5. My man O'Skrilla. What's up, bro? And thank you for all your participation. Greatly appreciated. It was always fun talking Knicks with y'all, even though some of y'all on drugs. But it's always fun talking Knicks with y'all, always. We'll continue to monitor this situation. Tomorrow's going to be a big day because OG is going to opt out tomorrow. And we'll see what happens following that. You know, the best news would be if he opts out and the Knicks sign him to a deal. That'd be great. But that'd be too easy. We'll see what happens. Y'all be safe. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Shalom.